Hey everyone, KiDarknessDragon here with our fourth week of the NPA Season 2. This time my opponent is none other than JerryOak, coach of the Los Angeles Landorus, the battle of the two LA teams. No webcam again this week. I had to get stuff settled with a bunch of room cleaning, so it's kind of a mess and my green screen went all over the place. So let's just go ahead and get right into this battle super quickly. There's like some background noise going on because my parents are cooking, but I just had to get this out of the way. Alright, anyways, so we got, we're leading with our shiny Milotic. Got a different EV spread this time, and he leads with Meowstick, which I wasn't quite expecting. And then it made perfect sense to me once he was like, oh, that's his light screener. Of course he would. This time I actually brought my Milotic with light screen as well. So this is just us kind of setting up, and once he sets up his first light screen, I'm like, alright, I might as well get some damage in on this thing. So I go for a Scald because I didn't want to switch out into anything. I didn't know what type of moveset he had apart from, the screens and all that. So out goes Eros, the Meowstick, and in comes, I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, Amaryllis? Let me know if you're watching this, Jerry, how to pronounce that. But the Shaman, I just go for the Scald, and we do get the burn, which is, pretty cool. But, I believe it has its natural cure, so so it's not going to be a big deal. So I just swap out because I'm expecting the Seed Flare to come from this thing. Or at least some type of grass move. Seed Flare is probably the one I was expecting. We avoided the attack, luckily. And, he starts to take burn damage. He's like, alright, he definitely does not want to take any sort of like Sludge Bomb from my Weezing. So he switches into Barricade. And this thing I was definitely afraid of. Slowbro is just like one of the tankiest mons. In my opinion, at least. I could be completely wrong, but it's just a pain to deal with, and I'm like, alright, I don't want to take like a Psyshock or Psykick or whatever this thing is carrying out, so I swap out back into Mizuchi because I wasn't sure what it had, so I'm thinking, whatever he throws at me, I can probably take it. So instead, he goes for the Scald, maybe predicting the switch, and unfortunately for me, he gets the burn here, so I guess, we're just switching burns here with the Scald. I do have Marvel Scale, which boosts my, I believe, defense once you've been affected by a status condition. But yeah, it's definitely problematic for me because I'm just like really frustrated by that. I'm like, I'm gonna keep on taking damage. So he switches out again, this time again back into the Shaman. I don't know what he was expecting. Maybe he just wanted to take down my Shaman as fast as possible. And because of that natural cure, after switching out, his Shaman is no longer burned. And I'm like, alright, so we're just kind of playing a switching game here. Kind of like playing chess in a way. So I swap out because I'm like, alright, no Seed Flare for me. And this time I go into Necromancer. Our Spiritomb, if you remember, and he goes for the Air Slash, which I wasn't completely sure if he carried or not, but luckily for me he misses. He goes for the Dazzling Gleam, which does a little bit more than I was expecting, and I just went for the Pain Split, not knowing what if he was gonna swap out or not. But yeah, that doesn't really do much for us, but it does get the Shaman slightly lower HP than it was before, and so he swaps out again, this time into Tempest, the Tornadus Therian here, and I'm like, okay, I'm expecting the Hurricane, and I'm not completely sure what can handle that. So instead, I just went into my Simisear, Summer here, and I kind of just backed out there into, this time into Weezing. Not sure if it has like a Hurricane or something, and it does, of course, carry Hurricane. I don't know what I was thinking at the time. And that does a lot more than I thought it was going to. Luckily, we don't get the confused. I'm like, alright, I don't want to lose Weezing this early on, so I'm going to swap it out, even though it's kind of low. And I'm thinking, alright, whatever. I think my Milotic can handle a Hurricane decently. I'm hoping that I don't get confused here. And of course, I get the confusion. So we got confusion and burn on my Milotic right now, and I'm thinking, alright, I don't know what I have to really take down this Tornadus here, because it's going to be quite problematic. So again, he goes for the Hurricane, hoping to finish this off, and I think we just barely hold on. We do have the confusion, and luckily I do get the recover off, so my Milotic is not gone just yet. you know, we do have the lefties, but, you know, that kind of negates the burn a bit. I'm glad we're not, you know, we're not poisoned. We got a toxic on us or something like that. So I think yeah, this time he surprised me. I thought he was going to go for the hurricane again to just take us out, but he actually U-turns out, does a little bit less than I was thinking it would do, which I'm glad, you know, gives us some more time for my loading to live. And out comes Slowbro, Tempest again. I'm like, oh gosh, all right. So I was just going for this recover again, regardless of whatever came out. Confusion unfortunately does go through, and we take that burn damage. And at this point I'm like, alright, I'm not quite sure what I should do here. Should I just sack off my loading? I'm thinking, alright, whatever he throws at me, I'm just gonna recover. And he actually just starts setting up here with that Calm Mind, and I'm thinking, oh gosh, I have no idea how much this thing is gonna do to me. Does it have some sort of like secret move that he hasn't revealed to me yet? Because I know he has Calm Mind, I know he has Scald, but I'm not sure what other moves he has up his sleeve here. So I'm just hoping for the confusion to wear off, and it finally does. We get up our light screen again because I'm thinking, alright, even if my loader goes down, it's great to have a screen up. So, you know, he continues to set up. He's got 2 Calm Minds up already, and I am a little bit worried. I'm thinking maybe I can get like a burn off or something, whittle down his HP somewhat. I mean, he's at full health right now. I'm not completely sure what item he has on him. I don't remember if it was lefties at that point, so I just go for the Scald, hoping to get lucky with a burn here. But unfortunately we don't get it. I can't really rely on hacks like that, so I probably should have made a different move. So he reveals that he does have Psychic instead of Psy Shock. I'm thinking, okay, so my loading is gonna kind of be walled out by this thing because I don't really have anything that can damage this. You know, Recover, Light Screen, Scald, and he doesn't know what my 4th move is, but it's Ice Beam, and of course that's not going to do anything to Slowbro here. But I just go for another Scald, hoping, you know, maybe that will do something. But he continues to set up, and I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be really problematic if he doesn't... if I don't stop him from setting up soon, because he's just going to continue boosting up his stats like that. There's like really no point in playing the stall game with a Slowbro when I have on my loading. I can't do anything to this guy. So at this point, I believe I'm thinking I should probably swap out. Not smart to let them continue to set up. So I go into Necromancer, expecting the Psychic again because he used it once on us already. So I do get that call correctly, and I'm thinking, all right, good. So maybe, you know, a Dark type move will probably do a decent amount to him if he doesn't indeed swap out here. So I just go for the Sucker Punch, hoping that it would do a good chunk, but does a lot less than I thought, and that just shows how tanky this thing is, especially with the Calm Minds up. He goes for the Scald, and I don't remember if he gets the burn here. I don't think he does. Not yet, at least. But, you know, we're just kind of pacing off here. I'm thinking, alright, what can I do against him? I mean, my light screen just wore off, and I'm thinking, alright, Pain Split. That's probably my best choice here. I mean, he's just gonna continue hurting me. And, of course, he has Slack Off, so I'm thinking, okay, great. So, I literally cannot touch this thing. It's just gonna keep on healing up. It's gonna keep on setting up a Calm Mind. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm thinking Pain Split might be the good option here, but I want to see how much Foul Play will do to him, and not that much. So that's fun. Out comes the Scald again, and that does more than I thought, and of course we get the burn off on us. So I'm thinking, alright, so Spiritomb may be a goner, but I think at this point I'm pretty much outspeeding him. So it maybe another Pain Split will just work out for us. I'm at this point I'm just kind of playing a guessing game. I'm not sure what the best way to go about all of this is. So this part of the battle is just going to be him getting his Scalds off, his Slack Offs, and me continuing to try to Pain Split. I mean, look at that, we're barely living those Scalds. I mean, we do have leftovers, but that's pretty much negated by his next move, so I'm kind of forced to Pain Split at this point, unless I want to just go ahead and sack off this thing. At this point, I'm like, alright, I have 1 HP, I might as well Pain Split. I'm gonna see just how long this is gonna take. Like, what's the next move he's gonna make? So of course he goes for the Slack Off. Like, that's why wouldn't you go for the Slack Off? And I'm just like, alright, so I'm being stubborn here, and just going to continue going for the Pain Split, I believe. Because I'm thinking, alright, if you want to slack off, I'll just keep on using Pain Split. I don't care if I have a burn up, I'm just gonna do what I do best, and play it by ear, because, you know, I'm not the most experienced battler. I'm not thinking like what I can switch out into, because my loading is low, and I'm just not sure what can really take something from this. So Spiritomb, in my head at this point, is pretty much my only option. But at the same time, like, I don't want to like prolong this battle forever, because he's gonna wait he's gonna win the waiting game here. So I just go for the taunt. I'm thinking, alright, if you want to slack off again, then whatever. At least I can stop you from doing that. But he actually just goes for the Scald. So, yeah. He gets a crit. Not that it mattered. I mean, oh, crit totally mattered, right, guys, with 2 HP. But no, okay. So down goes Spiritomb. And I'm thinking, alright, what do I have to go against this crazy thing? And I send in Reptar, our Mega Sceptile. And I'm thinking, alright, I'm gonna force him to switch out. Like, if he wants to take a Leaf Blade or whatever, or he's probably expecting a Leaf Blade, so I just gotta do that. So I actually predicted the switch out, and I'm running a different set with Mega Sceptile this time. I actually just go straight up for a Swords Dance, because I knew he had to switch out unless he wanted to risk losing Slowking. And I'm like thinking, alright, even if he goes like a Psychic to me, it's not gonna do much. He actually switches out here, so I'm not sure what he was expecting, but he actually goes out into Meowstic. I'm thinking, alright, oh, he doesn't want to mess with me because I have the Swords Dance. He wants to set up screens, but I actually just go straight into the Outrage. I'm running a physical Sceptile, and I don't think he was expecting that. So, boom, down goes Meowstic. My first kill of the match so far, and out comes Infernape, and he just goes straight up for a U-turn. I mean, that's the smart play there. It does a huge chunk of damage. Like, I was not expecting it to do that much, but at the same time, I could have seen it killing me or something. But out he goes into Slowbro again, and I'm just locked into Outrage. I'm like, alright, whatever. Let's do this. It takes Slowbro down to, like, what is that, like 30% health? I mean, that's pretty good. That's like the lowest I've gotten him. He switches out again, this time into his whatchamacall, Shaman. Yeah, I totally forgot that for a second. And then boom, I believe down goes Shaman, and you know, Mega Sceptile is putting in the work. Like, we're low HP, we got the Confuse up because of Outrage, but you know, I'm pretty happy with how it's going. So the smart play for him, obviously, is go back into Infernape. He wants to take me down. I'm thinking, alright, what can take a U-turn pretty well? So I go into Thug's Bunny, our Diggersby dough, and of course, I did get the U-turn. I mean, why wouldn't he go for U-turn? He like forces me to switch out at that point. So out goes Infernape, and I have no idea what to expect. And he goes for the Slowbro again. And I believe I just went straight for the knockoff, hoping that whatever comes out, I can at least do something decent. And boom, it takes him down to solo. He's in the red for once. He goes into the Scald, and I believe we hold on, luckily, and you know, he doesn't have to Calm Mind of it or anything, but we get the burn! We get the burn against us, and it's just, alright, I'm just gonna leave him in. If he's gonna, I don't know if he was gonna sack, so I believe at this point I just went for the knockoff again, and he goes into Grimlock, his Mega Tyranitar, and yeah, I went for the knockoff, and that probably was like way too obvious of a move. And at this point, I'm like, alright, I have no idea what to do. I'm just thinking I should sack this off and go into, like, Sceptile as soon as possible. Or, I didn't know if I should have just sacked it off or if I should have just went into it, but he just goes straight for the D-Dance, and that is terrifying. I'm thinking, oh gosh, its speed is rising, it's gonna set up on me. I do not want to set up. I go for the EQ, and that does about as much as I thought it would do, and thanks to a burn, we are out of here. Goodbye, Diggersby. You did some damage, and alright. Here comes the showdown. I'm thinking my Mega Sceptile can outspeed this thing, but I guess that Dragon Dance really just made the difference, because that just takes us down, and there kind of goes my hopes. for this match. That's how I'm feeling. I'm like, oh god, I don't know what I can do with this thing. He outspeeds me with the EQ. This time I am not choiced. I was holding a assault vest and assault vest this time because I was trying to do something different. I don't know if that would have made a difference if I got like a grass knot or a focus blast off or something. I'm not sure. I'm expecting an EQ, but no, he goes for the safe play into crunch, and so just like that, in the span of several seconds, down goes Sceptile, Simisear, and Wheezing, and I'm like, okay, so yeah. My loading is our last Pokemon, and there is no way in heck I can outspeed this thing. I'm at low health. And even if I just went for the Scald, I believe, but he just knocks us out with that crunch. And just like that, that is good game to Mr. JerryOak of the Los Angeles Landorus. I mean, oh, I don't know what I messed up on. I guess it was just allowing him to do into the D-Dance. I guess I should have just swapped out immediately from Diggersby into Sceptile, but I don't know if that would have made a difference. Maybe I made a huge mistake in thinking that I should carry Assault Vest with this Simisear moveset. Yeah, I'm not sure if choice would have helped, maybe. But overall, I think that was a really great match. I thought I made some good plays, but somewhere along the line, I just didn't have enough experience or like the right move calling there to take down Mr. JerryOak, so he wins against us 4-0. And yeah, absolutely feel free to check out his information, his YouTube, his Twitter, all that will be in the description for this video below. But let me know in the comments what you think I could have done wrong here, or what I could have done better, what I did wrong, you know, any comments for improvement, because I have to say, this was probably one of my more upsetting matches because I thought I had a decent chance to, you know, take this. I mean, maybe I made some wrong switches there, shouldn't have let some of my mons get that low, but once that T-Tar took out Sceptile, I kind of just saw everything go spiraling down, but I'm not sure if the match was over before then. But anyways, again, thank you for watching this KiDarknessDragon of the Los Angeles Klefkis, and I will see you all next week for our next match. Who are we playing next week? So let me double check that. I should really know this ahead of time. Oh, actually, next week is a bye week for us. So every other week or so, a team has a bye week. So we actually don't have a match next week, but I'll probably have some different interesting content for you all. And I'll let you guys know if I have anything worked out for that. But apart from that week, we will be going against the Baltimore Blazekins, coached by Mr. Chris Cobain himself. Very formidable opponent. So you know, I'm just going from one tough match, an off week, and then another tough match. So that'll be very interesting to see how I fare against Mr. Chris Cobain. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I will catch you all next time. Peace.